Everything looking good. Everyone's aligned. Everyone's trying to look smart. Huh?
You're definitely looking smart.
One tries, brother. Okay, so comfortable. Everything well. Ganesh, Aditya,
Huh.
audible, clear. Everything good.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
perfect.
Yeah. So Ganesh, what is that deadly headphone you're using, buddy? Which one is it?
It's Sennheiser.
Okay. I should talk to you about that. I must get one of those. Good. So great, man. So we'll start in the next minute or so. First is, are we all comfortable? We are clear. Everything is good.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
Perfect, right? No lag in voice.
Yeah, I
nothing.
mean,
Perfect, perfect.
nothing. This platform is as good as WebEx, Zoom, or whatever you say.
Yeah,
Rather,
yeah.
even better.
So
Feel
great,
lot.
great job, great job.
I don't feel more Indian anytime. I have not felt more Indian
Okay, brilliant.
than now.
Okay, fantastic. So let us kickstart. So good evening, everyone. This is Vijeta here. I am from the Thai Bangalore chapter. It's an honor, privilege, and delight to have Ganesh from FluxGen Technologies, Aditya from AirProbe, and brilliant folks. And thank you to our wonderful viewers. Okay, so we're going to have this very, very interactive. So whatever questions you guys want to share, and if there's anything specific that you guys would like us to talk about, and all, it's very interactive. Okay, I mean that's what really matters. So giving a context, the recording will be made available by Jagat and Akhil from the Whitford team, a bunch of great guys. So Jagat is a wonderful person who I know from my NASCOM Center of Excellence days. Ganesh, we all have been doing a lot of stuff. So without much further ado, we keep it crisp, we keep it short, insightful, resourceful, and want to give a shout out to my buddy Aparjit Varki, my classmate from IHM Goa. Nice to see you here, my friend. Thank you. So let's start. Ganesh, rock your platform, buddy. Talk about yourself. What's going on?
So, first of all, thank you so much, Vijeta, for this opportunity. You are one of the most inspiring person in this ecosystem,
Thank
I
you.
should say. I mean, like I keep seeing you doing your work day in day out. Even in the night, 12 o'clock in Facebook, you tag people so that they are aware of some accelerator program or investment thing that is going on. So you are truly a karma yogi, in my opinion. Thank you so much for even calling us for this event. So yeah, hello all. Thank you. I mean, very nice to see you. I mean, to be speaking to you. I'm very glad that I have a young entrepreneur, Aditya, along with on the panel, and we have had crossroads together in many ways. So I should say I'm an entrepreneur in the field of sustainable technologies. As you could see in the background, I have put sustainable technologies as the company's bottom line. A little bit about me. I am a Bangalorean. I grew up in Bangalore and then did my engineering in RV College of Engineering. Later, did my master's at the Institute of Science. Before that, in between, I even worked in a startup in 2005. And yeah, after doing masters, I worked with General Electric, GE Aviation System, and then in GE Energy System. Then I decided I want to be an entrepreneur. That's what I wanted to do when I was in my college days. Uh, and I left my job in GE and actually went to a small town called Ujire before I learned how the sustainability technologies work at a company called Selco, Dr. Harish Hande. And I started FluxGen Technology as a product and project and consulting company back in long time. After that, I should also say that 1 year I took a break just to do cycling in and around like Bangalore, Goa, and this. I started the company after taking enough break and all those things. Yeah, I basically FluxGen today helps in reducing water consumption in industries and commercial spaces.
Mm.
We reduce water consumption by up to 30% by use of IoT and data science through our platform called Aquagen. And we have customers starting from Titan Jewelry Division to Britannia to hospitals like one of the GKNMH hospital to Lactalis, various food processing industries are major customer. And yes, of course, we are getting into pharma and hospitals big time. So yeah, I mean, more about in the coming conversation. Yeah, this is about.
Thank you, Ganesh. Nice. Aditya.
Thanks, Vijeta, for having me on the call. Really appreciate it. And like Ganesh told, I think you've been one of the biggest enablers in the ecosystem. So thank you so much for that, right from the Netherlands event to this to a lot of other connects which you've been helping us with. And I cannot start my introduction without really mentioning about Ganesh again, who's here, because today I've been able to be here and speak about my experiences because of the company. And the whole way we started was with Ganesh and my co-founder Kaustubh when we started Airprobe in 2017. For the first year, we're pretty much trying to identify what to do. It was more like an industrial IoT company where we wanted to solve different problems, but not very clear on what are we really passionate about, right? And then it so happened that Ganesh suggested, I've been into solar for such a long time. I'm passionate about sustainability. Why not really get into that using drones, which you have knowledge about? So we started out using drones in solar industry with the simple goal of saving energy right at the source, right? So rather than putting up a lot of other smaller plants everywhere, why not generate the best you can and save it at the source, right? So that was the whole goal. And today, after like 2 years, we've been functional across the globe. We've worked in India, Australia, US, Europe. And what we help in is we use computer vision and drone technology to increase efficiency of solar assets and identify breaking points. And we've saved enough energy which can power almost up to 100,000 homes within the last 1.5 years. So the goal is to say that there is so much energy loss right at the source that you need technologies to solve it there and not really come in and put more and more plants. Right. So that's a brief introduction. Vijay, I think you're on mute.
You're
Yes,
on mute,
I was on
Vijeta.
mute. So I was just saying,
Can you-
it's about the sun and water. Isn't it amazing? Really amazing. Yeah, it's so cool, so cool. So, guys, we'll keep these conversations flowing. Okay. This is about founders. It's about innovation. This is about. Let's also be clear the challenges that are coming up. I mean, there are stories, the struggles, and how you're still managing to innovate and move things forward. Okay.
Very
So we'll
stable
keep it
connection.
very natural flow. Let's talk about the last few months,
This guy has
things that you
created a
kind of
firm that
problems
reduces
you
water
faced,
loss.
and what did you do to solve this?
This is
What are the
electricity
innovations,
loss.
technology, growth hacks,
They're
whatever it
both
is?
from
Chris,
IISc.
bullet pointed because we want this to be going to the audience.
He's
Let's talk about that, and just go for
head
it.
of an incubator community.
Aditya, why don't you start?
Sure, Ganesh. Thank you. So, the major shift, major thing we were focusing in like around 3 months ago when this whole thing happened was our global expansion. So we had a base technology built in which was pretty scalable, and we wanted to expand and inspect plants across the globe, monitor them, and luckily we were able to integrate with any other players for the same reason. One of the biggest impacts we had was I was actually, in fact, in Spain trying to do business development for the company. And then Spain declared emergency while I was there. So I had to come back urgently. And obviously, while I was in Spain, a lot of my family members who are also on call were not that happy. So I actually had to come back, sooner rather than later. And it so happened that once I landed, it was a confusing first 15 days because I had to go through COVID myself. So I was one of the first few people who was in the hospital, all healthy and well, but working out of hospital. So it was still WFH, but from hospital. And that was a funny incident which happened, and luckily nothing really happened, and none of the people who were in touch got affected by that. In terms of business, though, this was the season where we wanted to expand in Europe and US, and I was supposed to be in the US after, during this time, and that got disrupted heavily. So one of the things which we focused on was to create local partners, right? Rather than we going and developing business directly with the customer, why not enable other businesses to generate more revenue by using our software? So that was the goal. So we reached out to a lot of drone companies, service providers, or O&M providers in solar. We help them, in-house these operations and then offer the solution to our, end clients. So that was one change in strategy which we had to do. And obviously the results are not instantaneous, right? That we can't help them in-house within a day. But what we are seeing is slowly after 2 months or 3 months of drop in revenue. Today we are seeing a lot of business being generated by our partners out there in Germany. So today, sitting here, parallelly, we have a drone flying with a partner in Haryana, one of them in Gujarat, a couple of them in Romania, a couple of them in Germany, and a couple of them in US, right? So what I mean to say is, it's not the most optimum thing, but all you can focus is on the product and how you can make the best out of the opportunity you have, than cry about your original plan and how you missed on it, right? So that was one of the major things which we did.
Awesome. So what you're saying is very nice. So you build local partners, you build relationship. I mean, fantastic outside of India. So you're earning in euros also, very good for you. And yes, I mean, look, and also prayers that thank God you came out of this health situation also. Okay. So that's, I mean, I didn't know this by the way, Aditya. I didn't really know about this. So happy for you. Okay, good man, good. Ganesh, sir, over to you.
Yeah, actually, when the COVID happened, the Janta curfew and all those things were happening. It was kind of really, you had a pipeline of customers and you're expecting you'll reach your target and you're expecting some revenue to come by the end of the year, and suddenly all those got slashed. All the other startup and many other guys, I did have that kind of heartbreak. Oh God, we got some of the best salespeople who have done great job, but when the time we were supposed to get revenue or do the sale, it didn't happen. But having said that, we came up with some interesting ways to gel within our team. We regrouped. We had daily morning calls where we called as icebreakers, and we connected to the team. And I should also thank Cisco Launchpad, Rakesh of design thinking team of Cisco Launchpad actually offered to help us in coming the product roadmap exercise during this time. We had already postponed it for a long time because we were doing business. We had to have our next release. What actually we were doing was not actually very scalable. He actually spent a lot of time with our team, and we did literally 1.5 month this product exercise to what is that is going to be a scalable product for us. And we have huge number of clients visit the current platform. The previous platform would have never anyway catered to it. During this time, we actually were able to, with his help, came with a roadmap, and we had 25 interns from NITK Surathkal doing internship with us through online. These guys are in the second, third year, but they did the work of pros. So we were able to develop a lot of our product during this time. I'm a single founder. I always say single co-founder. No, I say it right this time. Single founder company. So I had to shift from the role of chief CEO to chief product officer. So I became more. I come from a product background. Whether it's this or this one. So I enjoyed that time being a chief product officer and worked on the product. And also we had got bunch of purchase order during this time. And we were like, literally, how do we service this? So I should say a very interesting collaboration that we were able to do in installing some of our devices, which was almost impossible to install these devices by third party. We always thought we have to send our guys to install these devices so that the system starts working. It's an IoT device. You need a system that would connect your water flow meter and that would send the data to the cloud, and then the analytics platforms will take over. So there is a component of installing this water flow meter and putting this devices. Because of not able to cross the Tamil Nadu Karnataka border or Karnataka Tamil Nadu border, we happened to take help of one of a local person, actually a part of something I'll tell you about, the sustainability mafia, which you already know. We took the help of this people there. They did the complete installation, and now the system is running without us going to install the system. So, which was a big threat for us that we had to go and install it. We always thought we should do only installation in India because we have to send people. Now that threat has become an opportunity. So we had to do this because the customer wanted our solution for a very important hospital. So now this thread has become an opportunity for us to go anywhere in the world now. Like remote installation was enabled. We have made plug and play solution because of this thread. So now all this data is streaming without us doing any of the things that we generally used to do at the site. We used to port the firmware to field and get it running and all those things. But none of these things, luxury was not available. We can't go there. So this COVID was in a way enabled us to think beyond doing this way. I should say my team, they work day out. I mean, we work probably many days, 18 hours a day, 17 hours a day, minimum at least 12 hours a day. And these interns whom I told you, these young boys and girls, you know, I think now we have actually come up with a new thing called Fluxgen Immersive Program for these guys who want to continue to work with us for next 1 year while they're attending their college, which they're anyway not attending their. So I mean to say a lot of new things happened. Of course, we suffered in revenue and all those things.
Amazing
But
story, Ganesh. Yeah.
so I'm happy that we have become more. Because, though we are in office, we are not speaking. I feel because of this online icebreakers. We have been telling stories. We are telling all ourselves. So we know each other better.
No, thank you, guys. I think and like, thanks to all these video conferencing and meeting facilities, Jagat and Akhil, they put up a great show. Thank you for that as well. I'm going to take one help from you guys, okay, up front. I want you all to write a blog. We have something called My Startup Sutras, okay, because I think this is a really nice playbook. I mean, you don't have to share don't have to share the name of the clients and all that. I mean, please don't do that. But talk about the playbook. Like, from the time you'll realize you'll had orders, you couldn't fulfill it, you all were stuck. But then, the ecosystem support, I think that's something very critical. Okay. So guys, as I said, this is about the startup founders. It's a startup community that we're converting and, talking to, right? So I want very crisp from you guys, the tools that you'll use. Okay. In terms of when I say tools, is there a CRM that you use? Is there some growth hacks that you'll use? How do you reach out to these customers from all over the world, right? I mean, okay, you may be good at what you do, you have your marketing and skills team, whatever, but some of these growth hacks, conversion techniques, etc., because I think this will really help the founders, right? Because, so Ganesh, you know this, right? I mean, I know you do these courses in Indian Institute of Science, you have the sustainability mafia and all these founders, but selling, and selling. It is so important. So while you are the chief product officer, CEOs or whatever it is, if you don't have customers, you're dead on the ground, right? So can we get some inputs for the community on that, please? Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So let me, since I am a little older guy, I'll tell you I'm little old style. I would rather want to learn from Aditya and other this one comments here that what are the other things that are going on. So to be honest, we have been using Cisco WebEx as our thing. We are part of Cisco Launchpad. But I must say now, after seeing Bitphone, I mean, there's nothing this one about it. It's so good. So now I should say I'll start using Bitphone from now on. I'll contact Jagat after this. I'm using this for the first time, though I knew Jagat before also. I first thing that I would do is that. To be honest, it is very difficult for people to move from one platform to another platform. There is a habit loop that people go through. So it is very unfortunate that we are using what is like a general communication tool like WhatsApp even to this one. But however, we have been using Slack a lot with the team. We've been able to create different channels in Slack, different projects, different open channels, knowledge sharing Slack channel, and all those things. Slack has been very good. Of course, I got introduced to Microsoft Teams. One of my friend is handles that in Microsoft, and I really have. I also found it very interesting. But as I told you, that habit loop we have to change. It's very difficult to move from what you are using. And Google Docs is a very effective tool for us because we are on G Suite already. We are using G Suite. So that has helped us to share documents. Documentation is one of the very important work that we did during lockdown. All the pending documentation that we thought we'll lose in an imaginary day happened in lockdown. So Google Docs has been very helpful. Yeah, we also have reached out to customers through what channels they are comfortable with. It is not possible to enforce them to use. I'm using WebEx, you use WebEx. I'm using Zoom, you are to use Zoom. So we asked them what are the most comfortable channels and did all this communication that they were. Many, to be honest, many were more comfortable with WhatsApp video call, and we did that itself, right? I mean, so at the end of the day, more than the channel, the tools that we like, we use the channels that our customer like. We installed those tools and we did it. So this is and how we reached out to customer. Yes, I was involved in podcast and I mean, of course, various events organized through TiE Bangalore, of course, and various other events. I was able to talk about it, and there were follow-ups. We had that ABN event that was a great
Yeah, yeah. Innovation
500
Consortium.
plus
Yes, yes, yes.
550. Yeah, 550 people attended that event. That opened up a lot of opportunity. Even we got connected to angel networks also, which we are in discussion with. So events like that was very powerful to us, and I should say that's how we got in touch with many. I mean, this was like many of them were zero marketing. And social media, you may have seen or not, we started doing a lot of social media posts that attracted a lot of attention. And many of our interns, I don't know, they wanted to do business internship, though they were technical guys. They went and across and made a playbook of all the potential customers that we can offer solution. And our team actually called these people through various means. And I'm happy that many of these things, though not as usual, but still,
Amazing, amazing. So
it is
the
opened up a
people
new
just came
perspective.
together.
Yeah.
People just came together for you, isn't it?
Yeah, but I should also tell, while I've told very good things, I should also tell on the flip side, many times it became more like an education of our customers to use these platforms, right? So this was almost like training them to use a platform to do things. So that also we had to go through, but now we have prepared them, right? So they have gone through this new habit loop of working remotely, right? So we made WhatsApp group with our customers to share the pictures of their facility, and now we understand how a remote site surveillance can be done. So
Okay.
it was difficult, but it is useful for future to scale.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome, Ganesh. And Ganesh, one more thing. I want to talk to a couple of those interns, man. I want their help. Okay, seriously.
Absolutely.
I will very
I will connect
shamelessly.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah. I share your number to
Yeah,
them.
yeah. We should learn, man. We should learn from them. Okay. Aditya, over to you, buddy.
Sure. So I think a lot of it is similar to what Ganesh has told. Again, I'm not someone who's totally into tools. Probably my co-founder Kaustubh or Ashish and a couple of others in our team use it a lot. But a few things which we generally use is Slack is something which we started using a bit more, I think. Especially the team on the product side of it, and we maintain documentation way better. There was particular channels where we had information. We also started using Trello because communication during these times is most important than ever. So the amount of touch points should increase, but then if it increases too much, you would end up just communicating and not acting. So Trello became one of those tools where you do not have to orally communicate and yet know what is happening on a higher level, right? Because the last thing you have to worry in a small startup is that people don't keep up to what they say, because everyone has that high integrity. So you can actually use these tools to reduce the number of communications, oral communications or calls to a certain extent. Um, One of the greatest platforms for sales for us has always been LinkedIn. So we used a dual prong strategy basically. One is actively marketing, right? What we did is from day one, right, since last year or so, we started connecting to different customers in different geographies and those right people in these organizations, right? Even if they never respond us to a direct message at that point, most of our posts go down and reach out to them, right? And they keep looking at your content again and again. So that really helped us a lot because when we actually met them in events after going there, a lot of them would already know about us and we didn't have to educate them from day one, right? So again, during this time, LinkedIn has been a great platform because most of the people are spend a lot more time online than on the other platforms right now. So it's the best time to actually reach out over LinkedIn. Um, Secondly, I think over LinkedIn, the second part is I think you'd be surprised that a lot of people on the CXO level, or let's say in the innovation or strategy team of these larger organizations, they actually respond back to your messages. So if we do not reach out, it's our problem. A lot of times we feel we do not try because we think they wouldn't respond, but they actually respond because their role is to bring in new things. So those are the guys you would ideally want to target, right? So that has worked out really well for us. Apart from that, I think one of the things we started doing is we started using the calendar a lot more. Before it used to be impromptu meetings, we used to just call up, speak to them. But what he realized is a lot of people are involved in a series of meetings, series of webinars. It became a lot of digital content and meetings for multiple people, even till today. Conversations, we're looking for feedback, right? And that's what we realized when we had a fixed meeting at a particular instant. We notified a couple of weeks ago that with the international for that matter, right? So these are a few things which we saw transition during time. And just to say, we plan so much right now with calendar that I have meetings lined up for 2 weeks, and it never used to be that way. Believe me. So now we have learned that we need to do that in order to get the right value out
Fantastic.
of your conversations.
Amazing, amazing. So LinkedIn, reach out to all the innovation officers, the CEOs, the CIOs. And I think I really like what you're saying, right? If you hesitate, if you don't have that confidence that, look, I have a good product, a good service, and I know I can solve a problem, it's your loss, right? That confidence building measure that, I mean, not ego or whatever, but you must not hold yourself back. I think that's what's coming out from this conversation. Fantastic,
Absolutely.
fantastic. Okay,
And I
dark
think
period.
just one more point which I
Easy,
probably put,
please.
which helped us a lot, is virtual conference. So we had signed up for a lot of conferences. I had to be in US, like I told, and then Japan. We wanted to really expand this year. What happened is conference didn't go through, but some of these innovative partners who were holding these conferences put it to virtual conference and made it free for anyone to join, because even they want to learn, right? They want to build this for the next few times. So what we did actively was we helped them build this platform. We gave in the right comments because we are the end users at the end of the day. And that helped us get free passes to a lot of these conferences, good karma basically. I used to stay up whole night for East Coast timing in the US and have these meetings. And I did not really think it would work out, but I don't know how. In some of these online conferences where you have a 3 minute elevator pitch sort of concept, we've generated a lot of leads which are working out. Just because people know you're staying in India, you're waking up whole night, you're trying to put in efforts and have a few POCs running there, they respect that. So people genuinely value if you put in the efforts. So I think it's more about trying whatever you can with the limitations which you have, rather than not trying anything.
No, I really like this Ganesh and Aditya. She was, I know that Ganesh, he has his cycling, he's teaching at Indian Institute of Science, the sustainability mafia communities that you're building. Aditya, I didn't know about this, right? That you're building platforms, you're helping people out, you're staying awake. Let me tell you my 30-second story, right? I was a volunteer with TIE 6 years, 7 years back. I used to help the teams with, bringing people in, brought in some more volunteers, of course, a little bit of social media, digital marketing. And when I was working with Beehive, the co-working space, and also at NASCOM, whenever there was a request for hosting large events, 50 people, 100 people, inauguration of programs or whatever it is, I used to never say no. I say, okay, man, I'm part of your team. I will do it for you. Okay. And now I'm part of the team at TIE. So it's a crazy situation, right? I mean, from where to where. Okay. So I really love this. And yeah, man, I mean, yes, you help people out, and then the goodwill and relationship, right, Ganesh and Aditya, that's what brings us back to the fantastic, fantastic. Now, a couple of questions, right? A little bit on the, I would not say negative, but let's be clear. Dark times, team, were they okay, not okay? Did you all struggle with cash flows, making salaries come in? Suddenly, whatever investments you hope for didn't come in. Customers were supposed to pay, didn't pay on time. Customers were supposed to onboard, didn't happen. Situations, what happened? Good, bad, ugly? If you, whatever you're comfortable sharing, how do you manage that situation?
Do you want to go ahead, Ganesh?
Okay. Yeah, sure. See, Vijita, I have to tell you the genesis, one of the reasons why I started Fluxgen. To be honest, though I have this great, as you know, passion for sustainability and all, um, I was not very particularly happy with some of the earlier jobs that I had, where I thought it was not very employee friendly in many ways. I started Fluxgen as employee centric company. Even today, I will keep that as a core value or a core mission. I always thought, if I'm building a company, I'll first talk to my people and tell what they want to achieve, and then align it to what the company want to achieve, right? So it has not always been the compensation of getting salary as a most important component. Like, for example, Kaustubu is co-founder of AirPro. worked with Luxgen for 4 years. Now he's a CTO of the company, or he's become an entrepreneur. So that was a dream that I always knew that he want to become, right? So the company is always believed that if you help people grow, you automatically grow. So when the situation happened that our revenues came down, as I told you, all our whatever potential business that we are supposed to get, what we thought of raising funds at this time, all those things got slashed out. We were like literally, oh god, I mean, we had so many of those plans. But the team actually, as I told you, they worked for 18 hours, 16 hours, 17 hours during this time. And I have to tell you, I had to cut down on salary. I really didn't have money, right? I mean, the company didn't really have that thing. But these guys started working even more and work towards this direction. So because they are not working, if you are from, Thai Bank, all the guys who work in a startup have a bigger goal or have a different, larger vision towards their life, not this one. So these guys actually work really hard during this time. And though of course, it deferred salary payment. I had to do that. I mean, like, I will not be those guys say that I'm continuing to. I mean, our cash reserves got really low, really low. We really, what was like a runway for 10 months or whatever, that shrink down very badly, right? So the team cooperated, and I started talking to team more often. And because, as I told you, every day morning icebreaker at 9:30, sharing our story, sharing a little joy, little this one. So everybody felt home. That's how we were able to do. If the team didn't actually group together, I don't think we would have even survived. I should say we would have, one of those casualties of COVID would have happened, that Lakshan got bankrupt or this one, whatever was this year's. So I should take the entire credit should go to the team for actually standing by, working even harder, and coming with interesting ways to tackle things and take the best of the opportunity, because you will not get this kind of situation again in life. So whatever we could do today is what we could do was something that we could do, just like how railways could make railway tracks better during this COVID. So those was our thing. So yes, it was very ugly when I saw it myself, but it was beautiful when I saw it from my colleagues' point of view.
That's amazing, Ganesh. So what you're saying is, yes, there were problems, but by building the team up, bonding, understanding, appreciating, showing empathy, that's what made a big difference, isn't it? That's the crux of it.
So that's what I would say. It's all about team coming together, and it's also that I had to be a little realist. This one on the fact that we had told them what. I mean, we have worked out their plan. Each colleague of mine, we have a plan for them, right? So they know they're on the plan despite COVID. Whether they want to start a company in the future, whether they want to go for a master's degree, whether they want to build a experience in IoT before going to a multinational company, everything is already discussed. So they are on their plan for their career, and this is aligned to the company's goal. So their plan didn't get at any point of time affected, right? I mean, so that way, if there's every individual in a company, we have a career plan for them. There is no real issue in that way. But as I told you, we were financially affected, but that was not a matter what I thought it would be. But because the team was so,
Touch wood, you know. You all went through the fire, you get like steel, you become stronger, right? You'll forge yourself. Awesome. Super awesome, Ganesh. Thanks for sharing that, right? Aditya, and hey guys, one request, right? If you have some resources or something, you can put it on the comments, okay? Some resources, books, this, that, as the other person is speaking. Just share, yeah, no problem. Let's blast things off, okay? Okay, I'm going back on mute. Aditya, your stuff now. Challenges, etc.
So, as I told, I think this year for us, it was really important to expand internationally, right? We have a few local competitors in different regions, and it's always easier at the end of the day because you know the culture, you know the people, you've been doing business there. So I was basically the one assigned to go around from Europe and then to US to build the business. And while in the middle of the journey in the Europe, I had to return back, and there was COVID. So it affected us in two ways. One, because a lot of our activity is to go to field and do surveys, and there was lockdowns everywhere. Everything stopped. So revenue dropped to zero within a day, right? So it was pretty hard to think about, right? Luckily, on the brighter side, I think the whole team had done a wonderful job in the last few months. So cash reserve wise, because we made sure we are extremely lean before we raise and then put in the money, we were fine with it to a certain extent, right? So we're not at that limit where we had to let go of people or not pay salaries, etc., except for the founders. So I think we were a bit lucky, but then the whole plan changed. Everything flipped. In India, it was zero, and we were reinvesting all the money we make here everywhere. So that became zero. International, we were not there. So now is basically the summer season in Europe and US. And this is when a lot of our work happens. And if not for now, after September, we don't have work there. So unfortunately, we had a target of a certain capacity. I'm not sure if we'll reach 1/10 of that target also, but we're doing some bit of it through partners. So again, that's something which happens, and we got to see if we can recover next year about that, right? But what we're making sure is whoever we are connected to, we're keeping communicating, right? We constantly ping them, we message them, we say that we're there for you, right? So that's something which we're doing, so that next year we're considered. Second thing is we're trying to offer a few trials to a lot of these customers. We're saying, hey, we know that you cannot trust us staying somewhere else and not being with you, and you have not worked with us. But what you could do is give us one or two projects which we could do for free or at a very little cost, so that you experience our platform, you experience our customer centricity, right? You experience the value, so that next year we don't have to do that work again, right? So these are few things which we are trying to do in terms of that. The other part is, I think, a lot of our employees initially were afraid when they were at field, when the numbers just started increasing, right? That's when I came back. And that's when I had a word with Ganesh. So a lot of philosophical things, I go back to Ganesh, we discuss more than about technical startups. I think it's more about philosophy, where I reach out to him to discuss, right? And post our discussion, we decided that even if the government has not declared a lockdown, we're going to pull out everyone back, right? We're not going to have them there, because I was in Spain. I saw how the numbers rose in three days by 5 times. I knew how bad it could be, and then I think I had a hunch that I would be affected as well. So I knew how bad this could be psychologically, not physically, probably. So I think we just pulled them back. We told, we don't lose a lot if you don't work for 2 days on field. It's fine. Anyway, it's going to stop. So we pulled them back, and they have been extremely loyal and hardworking because of that. They're staying back home, they're upskilling, they're working extra hard. We see people mailing us stuff at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock at night, which I don't encourage now. I think now there is a bit of maturity that you need constant sleep cycles, etc. But they do that because they're of that age bracket and there's a lot of excitement. So we see that a lot of people are extremely engaged because they know we care for them, right? Employees, customers, everyone. So I think it's about keeping communicated and making sure you tell them that we're not really at our best, but we're going to try our best to make sure you get the value, and we're there with you, rather than saying we don't know what's happening and we are absolutely clueless, which is true to a certain extent. But you can always communicate and assure that a few things would go right, and we would try till the last end. So I think we are one of those organizations who are not extremely hit to the negative side when you look at where we are. But with respect to what our plan was, it's 180 degrees flip and back. So we're not sure how much we would be able to recover, but I think that's fine. Like, that's happened to a lot of companies.
Okay, thank you, Aditya. So I think that's true, right? You are also looking at Ganesh as a sounding board, as a mentor, and taking care of the team, the psychological part. I mean, a lot of talk is happening around, the mental wellness. People are shaky, they're worried, they're depressed, like, they're worried about the future. It's normal, okay? I mean, and it's a shout out to everyone else, right? And this is very normal, it's very human. We're all worried, okay? I mean, let me be also clear. Even I would have the same stress on my head also. Like, because we rely on membership, we rely on sponsorship, we need our partners to support us, be with us, and that's my job, right? I mean, look, though I should not say too much, but I'm a sales guy. Okay, I'm the negotiator, the sales guy. I'm the hacker who has to reach out, talk to people, show value, and it's not easy. It's not easy because it's a trust also, right? People trust you to do something, and if you can't make it happen, you're letting a lot of folks down, the team down, everything. Brilliant. I just love this, this conversation. Okay, now, slightly switching tracks, okay? Is there something that you guys have to show? Like, for example, you want to show something, you have a slide or something, if there's something there, prepare that, absolutely no problem. Because we are 40 minutes into the conversation, okay? what else do you want from the ecosystem, from various partners? I mean, of course, you want more business, but we are going to be sharing this recording. We're going to be sharing this. Each of you are going to create a blog and we're going to post it out in different places. So, what are the kind of customers that you're looking for, right? I mean, can you give me some inclination around that? Just give a shout out. Let's see what can happen. Maybe something good can happen around that.
Should I go first, Aditya? Yeah. See,
Sure, Ganesh, go ahead.
as you know, yeah, as you know, Vijeta, we are always a company which has invested a lot on product and was lining up sales at this point of time as a major this one. We are looking for all those people who have their own targets in terms of reducing water consumption. I mean, basically, all those people who have their targets to reduce water consumption and they have not been able to, especially food processing industry, or if you're talking about hospitals. And today, because of COVID, digital transformation has not become a nice to have thing. It's a necessity. So we are always looking for such solution, and we are looking for help who would need water management solution. So you would be in touch with if you get in touch with people just like you did your ABN Wave. And likewise, we are always looking for customers. I don't think I mean the purest money is customer money, as I would say. And other measure, see, in all context, a for-profit company, the most ultimate aim is profit. We have already chosen our game. We want to serve society in terms of water, solar, and everything. And after that thing, everything else is for a company, profits, money you have to make. Profit is a measure of efficiency, right? So whether it is innovation or the way you handle things or sales. So we believe we are becoming more and more efficient. At the same time, we need mentors who can tell us how we can be even more efficient. So from the ecosystem that I would always look for, some of these guys who are done it all, dusted, connect to people like us, because we would definitely want to learn from these guys who have already done it all, right? That is something that I would like to ask. So in order to be a very highly profitable company, you need such advice, and we would not be aware. So that these are the two things that I would say. One is we always look for new people who want to use our solution. Thing is, we need to talk to, see, I would say engineering is like having Dronacharya, and doing business is having Krishna with you, right? We are always looking for Krishna in our lives. Aditya?
Great. So I'll go ahead. I think my views are very similar to what Ganesh expressed. I think the need of the hour for us is we've lost some time. We don't have foot on ground internationally at this point. So I think if the ecosystem has some good connects to mentors or people out there who could just put in a word and build that trust, the basic trust, that would go to a great extent in order to help us so that we don't lose out on time. Right. So that is highly sales centric, as you told. That is the that's food for us. So that's where we need help at this point. And I would be shameless in asking for that. At the same time, I think for a lot of us, it's also a first venture. Ganesh has been doing it for a long time, but again, it's a first venture for him. It's the same thing for me. So mentorship always goes to a great extent, right? We've tried out different things. I think what has helped us a lot is we know a few fellow entrepreneurs we speak to regularly. It calms us down because everyone's sailing in the same boat to a certain extent. Uh, there are some who are thriving on what's happening, and they're able to change their business line to work towards that. Again, that's such a positive thing to see because these guys are working throughout the day and night to make sure they do something new so that they can thrive. So again, it gives a lot of motivation. So just speaking out to relevant entrepreneurs, people who've done a few changes, like what you're trying to provide through this platform, that is wonderful, I think. But I think, yeah, for us in particular, the right connects for sales internationally or expansion and strategies internationally. Secondly, certain mentorship towards how to really combat crisis. Do you go horizontal with the technology you have, try building up more domains rather than your initial focus and repurpose, right? So a good sounding board for such conversations is what would go to a great extent for us.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, really like this. Yeah, I mean, really, of course, you all know that Tide tries to do that. We foster entrepreneurs. We try to create as much resource, and it's a tough time here. I just want to say, I mean, I don't want to get into the Gyan part of it because everyone needs. I like what Ganesh said. Customer money is the best money, right? And I think finding customers, getting more and more people to support you, work with you. I like the fact that you guys are building partnerships and relationships right across. Help others also to make money. Okay, I mean, I really love that part of it. No? I mean, that's fantastic. Okay, so we have 45 minutes into this conversation. Okay, any fun insights, any good, bad, ugly stories that you want to tell? Crisp stories, not more than a minute each. Something that will be of relevance, of course, because I mean, see, I like certain concepts. Okay, I like this ikigai concept, for example, the reason for being. If someone wants to know more about that, then the like I love the fact, no, Aditya, what you shared, right? All these playlists that are there, these resources that are there. So I must also talk about this IoT forum that some of the Thai charter members, Arvind Tiwari, Mr. Anand, and Joy, and everyone run, right. They use Telegram to share information. They use bots. So a lot of stuff is like a lot of information is shared about all these things. Blogs are being created. We must absorb it, use it to whatever best value that we can. So some stories, some fun facts, some learnings, other things. What's happening out there? And others founders also that you're talking to, what's happening? I want to know about that as well, please. Okay.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll go for this question because you told stories, right? I mean, I've recently become father and I've been searching for stories, and especially you search for stories that are more relevant to you. So there is
Tell us
always this
how old is your baby? She will not understand. Okay, he or she will not understand.
he
What
is
stories you got?
18 months now.
18
But
months.
a collection of stories starts when the baby is born or even before that. So I want to tell one story. I hope I might take 2 minutes to tell this story. Hope you don't mind. Right? I mean, there is always this question on economics of health. Right? People say like, "Arey, help this one." But I have this interesting story. Again, I'll go back to the connection of Krishna, right? And apparently Krishna and Arjuna were walking on their walk, and they saw a poor Brahmin man walking on the street. He was begging for alms. Arjuna immediately approached him and told, "Arey, take this bag of gold coins. Take it to yourself." This guy was very happy and he took it. The old Brahmin beggar, he actually took it and took it his home. While he was taking to his home, unfortunately, he was stolen by a thief. Stole all the gold coins. He went home. He's like, bad, damn. I mean, whatever gold I got from this one is gone. And he's next day again begging for alms. This old man. This Arjuna was like intrigued. Yesterday itself, I gave him a bag of gold, and he asked him what happened. He tells him the story that he was robbed by a thief, and then he told, okay, look, hearing the story, he gives him a big diamond to him. Take this and take it home. And now I think all your problems are solved. He goes home and he actually puts it in a unused pot in his house, where he generally the unused water pot, and he sleeps off. Let me do something about it later. So next day morning, his wife actually goes to the river to fetch water. She takes the regularly used pot, not that old pot, and while bringing back, the pot breaks down because she slips. So she goes home and actually takes that old pot and tries to fetch water in it. Because of it, the diamond falls into that river. He's searching in the thing, where is this pot? Where is it? And when she returns back, he knows, oh God, this happened. Again, he thinks he has very bad fortune and not even he could not even keep this diamond. Again, next day he's begging, and Arjuna is like, oh God, what is this? And he tells, yeah, this happened. And Arjuna thinks, okay, this guy doesn't have any luck, very bad luck guy, unfortunate, and he keeps up on him. And then he tells this to Krishna. And Krishna goes to him and gives him 2 pennies, saying that take these 2 pennies. I mean, 2 coins, Nanya, in this one. And Arjuna says, Arey, I gave him gold and diamond, nothing could help him. You have given him 2 pennies. He said, let's see what happens. This guy is, while going back, he sees a fish struggling for its life in the bank of the river. and he thinks like, if I just give this to anyway, this 2 pennies not going to help me anyway. I'm not going to get me food. Let me give this to that fisherman and save that fish. I mean, I can't see that fish dying like that. And he actually goes there and he gets that fish and he sees that diamond is inside that fish. That diamond Arjuna had given him is inside that fish. And he takes that diamond out and he puts the fish into the water so that it could survive. And he's like jubilant. Oh, I got it, I got it. The thief who actually robbed him that gold, he says, oh, this guy found me out, and he comes to him and says, I'm really sorry, you found me, I will not do this again, and gives him up this gold. So next day morning, actually, immediately rather, this old Brahmin guy goes to Arjuna and Krishna tells, this happened. I mean, I got all these things back. And Arjuna tells Krishna, I gave him diamond gold, nothing happened. You just gave him 2 coins, which is. And how did this happen? So Krishna tells him, see, Arjuna, the first time when you gave him gold and diamond, he was just thinking for himself. It was only for his own prosperity. But when I gave him the coin, he actually gave that to, when he himself he didn't have, he actually gave that coin for some other creature's well-being, some other well-being. So he was doing the work of God. He was doing my work, right? And that's how I was with him during that. I mean, God was with him. So, and that's why it happened. And what I mean to say is, there's no real economics or this one for helping. So this story is this one. I mean, no, it is all this one mythological and all those things, but it goes a long way. I have seen many connections like this happening in my own life. I was always went on a cycle ride, almost to be killed or whatever could have happened. So many people have helped me, fed food to me, or even in entrepreneurship. I have met people like you are helping us all the time, right? So there is no such this one. So it's so important to actually help others, not thinking about what's going to happen or something. And I see that it really helps. So that's what is my message. If you ask me to tell a story, not my story, but this story is similar. If I have been any successful in life, I think there are so many guys who have actually helped and this one. So I tell the same thing to entrepreneurs. See, whether you know about Sustainability Mafia, we made a group of people who are helping each other as people in sustainability. It's not possible to do a broad thing. And I'm also trying to offer a course in IIC. I see the same thing. These guys are helping us out because you want to create that thing. So going with the intention, if I help, I'll also get help, will not help. But going with that divine thinking, something your duty is to help, I think is what my message is. So
True. Fantastic, Ganesh. Beautiful story.
I don't know about the entrepreneurial thing, but
I'll tell you something. Okay, before we started, when you said I have a story to tell, yeah, but keep it within 2 minutes. But I think this story was worth it. Alright, I think what is that? I do my job as moderator, right? So I mean, great, man. I mean, really great. See, I must also say this, right? I mean, I've been very lucky. Of course, I didn't learn about the word mentoring or coaching till many years, not too very long ago back. But it really helps, and it really helps to have coaches better to give so selflessly, right? But yes, today it's a world of partnership and collaboration. You must not just ignore the support you're getting from the universe. Try to make it more of a win-win situation, and also try to do what you can. Pay it forward. Teach people about how to build definition marketing, referral marketing, partnership.
yeah.
Like then 1+1 is 11 rather than 1+1 is 2, right?
That's
I think
really
that's such a beautiful thing that you're talking about. Thanks so much.
So the
Ganesh.
story was told by an intern of mine recently in the internship program in Icebreaker in the morning.
I tell you what, please. Let's create a storytelling session with all these folks. What do you say? Let's take the help of Jagat, create a storytelling platform, bring people together, and few minutes each tell a beautiful story. If it's a bullshit story, we'll stop them in 30 seconds. That is the thing we have to do. We have to do that. Okay, great, fantastic. Aditya, over to you, please.
No, after you told about bullshit story, I'm afraid to go ahead, but I'll still have the courage.
We'll stop in 30 seconds.
As I told you, this is a story of
Not at all. No, I think so. I completely agree with what Ganesh told, right? I think especially in these times when people are going through different issues, different stresses, there's so many layoffs, etc. The minimal thing you can do is like, comment, make the reach, extend, etc. Right? Small gestures of kindness, which helps anyone and everyone. Also with all your partners, customers, reaching out to them, helping in what they have. I completely agree with Ganesh. But specifically for entrepreneurs, what I would say is what I generally derive out of what I do, which is you have to look at life from both the ways, right from work to the other part of it to actually live it, because you undergo so much stress, you think about so many things, but it's so important to live. So every time I go out, right from villages, because we are trying to work on the agri front, to the other cities like Paris, Frankfurt, San Diego. I've been very lucky that my business needs me to travel there, as well as travel to Nasik, Dharwad, Hubli. Right now I'm in Hubli and having amazing Gurmit here, which you should all try.
Hubli and Dharwad,
Yeah,
home road.
I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You should definitely try. So what I always see is I work really hard, day to night, try extending timing and seeing however I can leverage most of it. But at the end of the day, because I have so much more energy, I try having some light moments and trying to enjoy the most. So every village I go, so I was trying to discover a few things about agriculture. I ate with the farmers in their small homes. They don't have any resources, they're under so much crunch, which we are speaking of today, yet the food they offer, the amount of food and love they offer to you if you just visit is so much, right? So I think that is the learning which we all should take as well in our lives. And on the lighter side of it, I was out there in Paris. I randomly met one of my seniors near Eiffel. I was lucky because till then there was no one to take my photos, which my mom always scripts about because I travel alone. So I asked him, why don't you take my photos? And what happened is we kept our bag there, and we were taking photos right next to there. And after 2 minutes and taking a lot of nice photos, we're seeing and there's no bag at the end of the day. We've lost it. And next 3 hours went in searching for that bag along with police in Paris, because he had his passport in that. So these are the lighter moments. What I just want to communicate is that happened. It was a bit stressful, but now it's such a great story to speak about, which I would have gone on and on at a later point. So I think when you live a life trying to achieve something with so many ambitions and there's so many obstacles, also look at the other part of it, and then don't just focus on this, right? And live with those smaller moments which you can. And that's what I would say. And that's how I think we're all so happy. And that's something I actually learned from Ganesh. So I would again thank him for that. Yeah.
I don't know. Aditya, see, I should tell, though Aditya is probably 12 years younger than me. Today, if I have some important investor pitch, or if, like, just before, day before, there was one very important TV pitch that we are supposed to give. I actually called him and told him, can you help me? How do I pitch to this? And he actually gave me some important that actually worked out well today. I just got the mail that it worked out well. So I really feel there is nothing like, I mean, you would also agree, Vijeta, that there's nobody we can say we can't learn. Everybody we can learn. And Aditya, though, he claims to have learned many things from me, but I have been learning so many things from him in all these days after he actually got in. Now I'm asking you how to go international expansion. Ari, tell me a little bit about this pricing strategy. So yeah, I mean, he's been extremely generous in telling you this thing, but I should say that it's mutual, and I learn continuously from him and Kaustubh almost regularly.
Fantastic. Nice, nice. So some comment is coming out. Natraj Gangadhar is saying, good to hear you guys. Then Prabhat Mishra is saying, lovely conversation. Feels, like it's good to hear from all you folks. And then Vikram Rai, I think he's co-founder of Vitor Health.
I know that.
Yeah, yeah. So they also sit out of they used to sit out of NASCOM Center. Good friends of mine, by the way. So he's really enjoying this, conversations. What about the books and self-learning that you guys do? What? Just give a quick some folks.
Aditya should go for this because I have started reading the books that he has recommended me. So Aditya, you should go for it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of books depend on the phase you are in, right? I think the first book, self-help book, which worked out so well for me, after which I recommended it to Ganesh and a lot of other people, was Seven Habits of Highly, Effective People. I think I took every word out of it, and the most important word that still sticks in my mind is to be proactive, and not to get into a shell and not act, right? So I took a lot out of it. I think recently I've been reading bits and pieces of Thinking Fast and Slow, and I was someone who was obsessively following my instincts till I read that book to understand, yes, my instincts work because this is a domain I know really well. But it wouldn't work if I get into something else completely, right? So I would follow my instincts based on where I would be happy with, right? What I would be happy with. That is what I primarily go with. But I think insights based actions and how to go by data is something very important. And that summary of that book speaks brilliantly well. And I think just when you want to be extremely ambitious and feel like you want to win the world, I think Zero to One is a great book to feel that. A very difficult book to live by, but I think it's an amazing book to have a read and try out a few things. And on the side note, I think I'm also been